Welcome to Beauty of Colors podcast, Tom. It's a pleasure to have you on the show.
And my pleasure, likewise. Thank you.
So, Tom, tell the listeners about you and your passion with scalar energy, and what is scalar energy?
Yes, scalar energy. It's the energy of the sun and the stars. Why do I have a passion for this? I know that this will help mankind. I see the potential here of free energy from the sun and the stars. I've developed and perfected free energy instruments. These are free energy instruments over my shoulder. And imagine what would happen if mankind no longer had to pay for expensive and dangerous energy. Rather, if we would have free energy, clean energy from the sun and the stars, that would liberate mankind.
So what is scalar energy?
Scalar energy, it's not electricity. There's two dimensions, there's two energies, electromagnetic energy and scalar energy. I prefer to work with these energy instruments on account of the fact that use them in a rather wide capacity. It's a versatile energy, and you can achieve with scalar energy what you cannot achieve with electricity. I'll demonstrate that to the audience. The instrument behind me has a Tesla coil. That's a Tesla coil. And the energy is so strong coming off this instrument that it can illuminate a light bulb in my hand. So this is an experiment of free energy. How simply by holding a light bulb in my hand, I can provide power to that light bulb. The light bulb is illuminated under the influence of scalar energy. Now imagine that potential if we could broadcast that energy around the world and illuminate buildings, all by way of this wireless system that does not depend upon an expensive infrastructure.
Wow, that's amazing, Tom. So
it is. I'm glad you see that.
Yeah, it is amazing. So you speculated that all energy in the universe initiates as scalar energy. Can you elaborate a little bit on this?
Yeah, and I think it's pertinent that I do so. If you look at the sun and the stars, why is it that they never burn out? Why is it they never run out of energy, of light, of heat? What's the point here? Well, it has to be some perpetual source of energy. In order to have a perpetual universe, you need a perpetual energy. So I believe that perpetual energy, this divine energy, is found inside the sun and the stars. And once scalar energy leaves the sun, it degrades into electron. But make no mistake about it. In order to have an eternal perpetual universe, you need an eternal perpetual energy, which is scalar energy. So consider this. Why don't we create a miniature star? This instrument's a miniature star. I want to show you just how powerful this energy is. I'm holding up in my hand a wooden board, and nothing can stop this energy. Now, if I place this wooden board by the instrument, I can still illuminate a light bulb. The energy passes through the wooden board. Nothing can stop this energy. So imagine we could use this energy and we could have it broadcast throughout the world. Nothing will stop it.
How does scalar energy provide order in the universe?
I believe energy is intelligence. And if you have all the stars giving off, broadcasting this intelligence, this divine intelligence, that provides the instructions of the universe. For instance, when I work with these instruments, I work with people with their photograph. I actually take a person's photograph and place it inside the instrument. So the instrument now is sending instructions into the person. So these energy instruments also provide intelligence. Imagine having that amount of energy download into your brain waves. This is instructive, corrective energy downloading into a person. So I believe I have found, if you will, the source of consciousness, or the source, if you will, of the light of God. It's not electricity. Scalar energy provides the intelligence for the universe.
How is scalar energy to human compared to photosynthesis in plants?
Okay, again, we're using the intelligence of God, this intelligence from the stars. Now, my predecessor was able to grow plants in the dark with scalar energy instruments. He actually could capture sunlight, starlight, funnel it down into his basement, and the basement was pitch black. But the plants still grew under the influence of scalar energy. So I believe it's scalar energy that grew the plant, because he had a scalar energy instrument. And I believe if scalar energy can grow plants in the dark, then it can help us. And it does. It's the life force energy.
So Tom, where do you get that scalar energy from? Where do you get it from?
These instruments capture it. So what am I saying? Scalar energy is all around us.
Okay.
It's in our home. It's in our place of work. But we have to harness it, much like electricity. If electricity is some type of force field with electrons, then I
Mhm.
have to have some type of force field that I can capture with scalar energy. And that's what I'm demonstrating by these instruments. They
Mhm.
capture that force field. They capture that energy. That's the key. That's the purpose of any type of invention. You harness nature.
I never heard of scalar energy up to when as we're talking right now, and I did a little research about it, and I'm like, I'm interested in this. I want to know what this is all about. So I'm learning actually on this podcast as well. Um, so what is light healing, and why is it the future of the universe?
Let me get into the nuts and bolts. When I work with instructed, how do I instruct it? By photographs. This is a photograph of the Epstein-Barr virus. So if I wanted to identify and eradicate that virus, I would place this virus inside the instrument side by side my photograph. Now remember, I'm not working with chemicals, it's light, it's energy. So the two force fields, the force field, the energy field of Epstein-Barr shares with my photograph. Those two energy fields share, they're held in common. And in so doing, when I place those two photographs inside the instrument, the intelligence of Epstein-Barr enters into my quantum field. And I can identify Epstein-Barr and I can eradicate it in my energy field through these photographs. So I never work with people, I work with energy fields. It's not necessary for a person to come to my laboratory because the photograph represents the person.
Okay. So Tom, let me get this right. So when you take that picture and you put it towards that scalar energy machine, the
Yes,
person's intelligence is being transferred, or
yes,
the scalar energy power is being transferred into this person
yes,
through the
exactly.
through the picture.
Yes. Now, I'm
Okay.
going to give you an example. We're having a computer call through your computer and my computer.
Mhm.
Obviously, you're not in my computer. I'm not in your computer. We're having this conversation telephonically. I can converse with people. I can communicate with people through their photograph. So you and I are using Zoom, and that photograph is using scalar energy in a laboratory.
So what would that do for the person? Like what vibes would that person get after
Okay.
this scalar energy gets transferred
Okay.
through the machine to the picture?
Okay. So when I use a photograph of a microbe, I download that energy into the person. And if that person had Epstein-Barr, it would be eradicated. I can do that for any virus or any bacterium. So we can remove the signal, we can remove the intelligence of any parasite, any microbe through a photographic identification. So this is the easy way to eradicate viruses, bacteria, fungi, all through the quantum realm, which is a different realm than that of electromagnetic energy. We're not working at the chemical state. This is non-physical.
Okay, because I was just about to ask, wouldn't it be better for the person to be there themselves instead of the picture? But you just said it. You just said it right there.
It's not necessary because this is spirit realm. So once we realize that this we're no longer in the physical realm, we're working in the angelic realm or the spirit realm, and the spirit realm things happen instantaneous in a flash.
So, Tom, you said that the sun, the solar system, and the stars of the universe are a point of origin, the storehouses. Are they different from scalar energy, or is scalar energy part of them?
I would say scalar energy is the light of God.
Okay.
And God uses the sun and the stars as his storehouses. So where does God show his glory? In the sun and the stars.
So you're saying that this scalar energy is from it's the light of God. That's what you're saying.
That's
That's what I'm
that's
getting.
correct. Yes,
And
that's correct.
okay. And you're saying that in order for this light of God to get into somebody, that it can easily be transferred just by you or using a picture of the person and putting it towards the scalar energy.
Yes, that's correct. That's
Oh,
correct. Why? Because the energy, the light of God is everywhere. Nothing can stop it. That's why I wanted to show your audience, even a wooden board cannot stop the transmission of this energy. The
But
light bulb still illuminates.
but would everybody want that energy?
Yes,
Because
you have to. If you don't have it, you can't live.
okay.
The energy from the sun and stars gives us life. It gives us order. Without that sunlight and starlight, the universe would collapse into a state of chaos.
So scalar light, it's a remote healing energy for the world. What do you mean by that?
If this is perfect instructions, and eventually it can download into us and produce perfect health.
Okay.
Perfect instructions translates to perfect health. For
Okay.
instance, every time I place my photograph close to this instrument, I receive a chakra balancing or a brain balance. Now consider the amount of energy illuminating that light bulb is the same amount of energy entering into my brain.
Okay.
That's a powerful amount of energy entering into my mind.
So
That can
can
be
you
used
feel that
as a,
energy right now,
oh
Tom?
yes, oh yes.
Okay.
I feel it pulsing. The entire laboratory is filled with energy. Oh yes.
So the person doesn't have to be, it's just the picture you need.
That's right.
Okay. So if you take your picture right now, Tom, and you put it right towards the light right there by the instrument, would you feel a difference right there, right now? And it's your picture, not somebody else's picture.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Even when people treat me and I don't treat myself, I feel I'm rather sensitive. I know what to feel. Anyway, I'll say, what is the upshot? Well, every time I treat myself or somebody treats me, I have a very deep sleep, productive, uninterrupted sleep. Why? Because I balance the brain waves. And when people work with me, my photograph, or I work with myself, my mouth is always clean. It has no biofilm because we've eradicated the germs, the microbes.
So, Tom, do you have a book about that? Did you write a book about it or?
No, my website has hundreds of articles, scalarlight.com. I don't really have the time to put it into a book yet, so I'm writing short articles.
So where can the listeners find resources, and what's the name of your website? And do you have any last words for the listeners?
The website is scalarlight.com. If you want to read about my work, you can go to the website. I'm going to mention this. My work is rather unique. Nobody in the world has my instruments, and nobody in the world has my results. So with that in mind, I'm the only one in the world working with this type of protocol, this type of technique. And I'm going to encourage the audience also go to the website and sign up. Anybody in the world is entitled to 15 days of free sessions at the website, scalarlight.com. And my encouragement to people is, with this type of technology, we can solve problems. The purpose of my research is to help humanity and to solve problems. Scalar energy is free energy. It will solve the energy crisis. So that's where I'm going with my research. I want to be able to solve energy crisis. I want to be able to solve other problems with this type of energy.
So, Tom, with the amount of people that you have treated and the amount of people that have come to you, what are the success rates?
We have great success, and to some consideration, it's always successful because the instrument, if you tell it to destroy a parasite, it will do so. Now, how people respond, well, that depends on many factors.
Scalar energy that you have developed, the machine and what you have, your research and everything that you've come forth with, is it only in your state or is it known throughout the U.S.?
I'm trying to get the information out through United States and Canada. That's our primary reach right now. But I want to work with everybody in the world. So help me if those of you listening to this podcast, if this resonates with you, tell your family and friends. I'm the only operator. I'm the only one in the world with this type of instrumentation. I need help promoting the message.
Okay, sounds good. So the listeners, you heard Tom. Listen to this podcast and go on his website and look for the resources and send him an email and take it from there. Okay, it was great to have you, Tom.
Pleasure. Thanks for your time.